Hey you guys, so today I will be talking about Caitlyn Jenner. So when the Vanity Fair cover hit the internet, I was very flabbergasted. I had no clue who it was. And so after I found out, I was just in awe and I was just so happy that she was living her truth. After reading many articles, specifically hearing what Janet Mock and Laverne Cox had to say, I was inspired to make this video. So Janet Mock hit on a lot of different things in her article that she wrote on, I think, her blog. She talked about like the healthcare, the privilege, different things of that nature, and I just kind of want to give everyone a background on that. I think of course, the main reason why everyone is talking about Caitlyn Jenner is because of her fame and her privilege. A lot of the I'm going to say most of the trans community does not have, of course, the same privilege. Transgender issues vary from having access to get health care, having access to proper employment, housing, things of that nature. Trans people struggle with, and LGBTQ people in general. So knowing that the stories aren't like Caitlyn's, the stories that we hear about trans people are of the negative connotation usually, or of the struggle of being a trans person in America. The battles, we hear about the battles and everything like that. And so to hear about someone who has privilege and has not always had privilege, but has gained their privilege and has had their privilege for several decades, we kind of forget that they are everyday people just like you and me. So people have been very disrespectful, very ignorant, and people are saying that, oh my gosh, I'm so tired of hearing about Caitlyn Jenner and this and that and this. So here's what I have to say and my thoughts and things like that. This story is one story. She's paving the way because she, number one, is learning how to be an advocate and activist for the community. She's learning how to share other people's stories. That's an important thing with being an advocate, activist, and things like that. You have to not only tell your story, but you have to know other people's stories. I remember seeing Laverne Cox when she came to my school to speak, and she always references other stories from different trans folks. And so I just really admire that, because knowing that there's so much intersectionality within the community itself, it's very important to allow that visibility. So, wow, I've seen so many different memes and pictures and photos comparing Caitlyn Jenner to Kris Jenner, and comparing Caitlyn Jenner to I think it was like this athlete who was up for the ESPY award or something like that. And people saying like Caitlyn Jenner is a science project and different disrespectful things. I'm not even going to get into those details because I cannot. All I want to say is to you all is that you have to be respectful of other people. You may not like what other people do. You may not like anything about them, but you always have to be respectful, and you always have to, if you really want to get somewhere in life and if you want to be somebody, you need to have that knowledge and that exposure to every type of person there is in this world, because we're all so different and we all have such a complex and unique story. So learning these stories are important to becoming the best you that you can be, because knowledge is power, and when you're ignorant, you don't have that power. So knowing that Caitlyn is allowing people to become educated, and she's allowing teachable moments for lots of different families and individuals and young people and older people and different things like that. So whether it's her story or another story, as long as we keep telling our stories, it's going to progress, and the community is going to have more light, and the community is going to become closer together and things like that. Let's see, what else was I want to, okay, so I was also going to say that you just have to, wow, just don't be ignorant. It's really disrespectful and hurtful, especially the people in the community. Some people in the community have been very disrespectful as well. Some of non-trans people and even trans people have been disrespectful towards Caitlyn, which is shocking, but it's really the truth. People are jealous of her visibility. People are jealous of her her privilege, and you should never be jealous. I was reading in Janet Mock's article when she was talking about Caitlyn, how that was the most media outlet request she has ever gotten in her career when her Vanity Fair cover came out. Caitlyn Jenners cover came out. And so she said that she always passes along a list of different trans activists and advocates who can precisely tell their stories and their journeys and the journeys and stories of others. And I think that's very important, that it's a cycle, and we're all giving and we're all receiving knowledge, and we're all, helping out each other and not being selfish. And I feel like people are just really just not really, they're not seeing past the privilege. They're not seeing the struggle, the journey, the story. They're just looking at, oh, this is a privileged white woman, blah, blah, like, they're not really seeing what it's doing for society. They're not seeing the good that it's doing. They're not seeing the the advancements of the world, basically. And so I just want to say to everyone, whether you support Caitlyn or whether you don't, or what, any of that, just don't be ignorant. Because like I said, it does hurt people, and hurt people. So you always want to be careful of the language that you use when you're around everyone. I don't care who it is. Always be aware of your language, because language is very powerful. Always be aware of the language that you use. Always be aware of people's pronouns. Try to use gender neutral pronouns, they, them, and theirs. Try to use those pronouns as much as possible, because you never know how someone identifies as. You never know someone's story and journey and what they're comfortable with. As well, always educate yourself. Don't wait on someone to educate you. Educate yourself, because you're going to have that knowledge, and that knowledge is going to take you further than the next person. That knowledge of a community or several communities and several cultures and several different identities and several different stories and truths and things like that, that's going to take you further than the next person. That's going to set you apart from the next person, because they're not going to have that experience nor that knowledge. And so it's just very priceless. And so you have to take that all in and really just learn, educate yourself, ask questions, read books. The web, the internet is everything. So stop being disrespectful. Stop comparing. Like, come on now. Everybody is different. Don't compare two people. That's very annoying. Every person, like I said, is an individual, and every person is different. That's why we call it individual. Come on now. Get it together. So don't stop comparing Caitlyn to other people. Stop saying that she's not a hero. Stop saying that her story doesn't matter. Stop saying that you want to stop hearing about it, because if those things keep happening, then we're not progressing. We're degressing, and we need to progress, and we need to become more educated, and we need to become more accepting, and we need to become more loving, and we need to be a better community, and we need to have the LGBTQ community mingle with the non-LGBTQ community. We need non-LGBT advocates. We need more LGBT advocates with various stories, and we need youth to be encouraged to come out, and we need youth to be comfortable, and we need youth to have a better life and a better future and live in a better world than we do now. So I want to thank you all for watching this video. Leave a comment down below. Make sure to subscribe. Share this video with everyone. Thank you so much. Bye.